1 year ago, tragedy again arrived in Colorado.
A lot of emergency vehicles started coming up Broadway, like so many. And we just knew something was wrong.
I remember it like it was yesterday. And as hard as it is sometimes, I remember every detail.
10 lives taken in an instant.
Their brother, who gave his life to protect and serve.
He was dedicated to anything he ever believed in. I'm grateful to have known him.
Today, we mourn and honor their memory.
We say their names again and remember.
These are the faces. These are the names we should all stop and remember today. Denny Stong, Nevin Stanisic, Ricky Olds, Trelana Barkowiak, Suzanne Fountain,
Terry Liker, Officer Eric Talley, Kevin Mahoney, Lynn Murray, Jody Waters. 10 names of the 10 people we lost 1 year ago in a shooting inside the Boulder Table Mesa King Soopers.
And right now, these Coloradans are being honored at a day of remembrance gathering at the Glen Huntington Band Shell. This is near the Boulder Pearl Street Mall, and Governor Jared Polis is there, along with local leaders and many members of the community.
And earlier today, a moment of silence was held across the city of Boulder and all Colorado King Soopers locations. This was the scene inside the University Hills King Soopers this afternoon.
Good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Jason Grenauer. We want to begin tonight's coverage with Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez, who is live outside the Table Mesa store, which is closed today.
And Ivan, you spoke with a friend of one of the victims, Denny Stong, who was also working the day of the tragedy.
I spoke with one man who says Denny Stong was like a brother to him, and like you said, he was working at the time of the shooting and got the chance to speak with Denny. Even made him his favorite cup of coffee moments before the shooting.
When I came back from my break, I came to the Starbucks and he was there. He came back from shooting up in the mountains with our friend, and I served him coffee. I made him his favorite 4-shot caramel macchiato and handed it off to him, and then like while he's walking down the middle of the store is when the shooting happened.
Logan Smith tells us he was a barista inside the King Soopers and had built a strong relationship with Denny Stong. He tells us Denny loved flying and was close to getting his pilot's license. He also had a passion for music, the outdoors, motorcycles, and just spending time with his family and friends.
He was blunt, he was honest, he would not hold back anything he would say to you, and I respected that because growing up, that's something I never had. And I saw value in him as a friend, not because of that, but just because of his character.
Denny was not supposed to be working that day and came in to do grocery shopping after coming in from the mountains. Smith says the most important thing moving forward isn't to dwell on the events that took place 1 year ago, but to remember the people for who they truly were. Live in Boulder, Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.
Yeah, so many beautiful lives gone that day. Thank you, Ivan. And today, the Boulder Police Department paid tribute to Officer Talley. He was honored right in front of the police department. And during the line of duty death commemoration, hundreds gathered to remember the family man who was so well loved by his fellow officers and community. A statement was also read by a fellow Boulder police officer on behalf of the Talley family. And before today's commemoration, we got the chance to sit down one-on-one with his patrol sergeant, who knew Officer Talley better than almost anyone. Life experience plays a huge role in forming any police officer's manner, ethics, and empathy.
He wasn't the youngest cop by any means. He was coming into the career as having worked in another field where I was used to most of the new cops were 21, 22, 23 years old.
Already in his 40s, Eric Talley had a deep connection with his community, an understanding of what it meant to serve, to protect. Talley's patrol sergeant, his boss, will tell you this guy entered the police department with a maturity that stood out.
Depending on the situation and the time, he could be very serious and very endearing and caring. If there was something going on with an officer's personal life, or even a trainee that was struggling through our training program, it's incredibly stressful. He would see that, recognize that. He could be kind of that mentor nurturing person.
And as the sergeant puts it, a goofball, a prankster when the moment was right. Talley was always one of those colleagues who didn't have to announce his presence.
He was that guy that when he was in the hallway, there was no doubt he was in the hallway. You could hear him laughing all the way across the building.
Laughter, despite what was among the worst of times for those in law enforcement. Yet not a single moment of pause when Officer Talley gave his life to protect others 1 year ago.
At the time of the incident, given the political climate and things that were going on around the world, I think the sentiment towards law enforcement was not very good. And we're all people, we're regular people. And when you come to work every single day and you're getting yelled at and screamed at and told how awful you are, you know, it wears on you and it beats you down. And I think the morale at the department was really low.
Losing someone like Eric Talley offered a new perspective within the Boulder Police Department.
I think his sacrifice has definitely brought the department together.
An incredible impact at a difficult time. Yet little did those in the department know the impact of Officer Talley's death would be much deeper outside the department as well. A cultural shift.
People were actually taking the time to stop and ask questions about who we are as people, what our job actually is about, asking real good questions. Prior to all this, people would wave, people would say hi, but nobody, for the most part, really asks who you are, wants to know about you as a person. That has changed drastically since this happened. People stop me all the time, whether it's just the normal friendly wave. People will actually ask me about my personal life, you know, why I do this, you know, all the way, things from family life all the way up to the coolest stuff I've ever seen in the job.
A partnership rekindled from a tragedy, and perhaps a deeper understanding of who officers like Eric Talley really are.
He's not just a uniform out there helping people. He was a father, he's a son, he's a husband, and he's a member of the community that gave his life in order to try to improve it.
And this month, President Biden officially signed off on a Boulder post office being renamed in honor of Officer Talley, and that post office is located at 15th and Walnut.
Meanwhile, the criminal case against the suspected shooter has been on hold since last year. He will be held in a state mental health hospital in Pueblo until he is found competent to proceed with the trial, and that could be soon. Court documents from earlier this month show the state hospital indicated there is a substantial probability that he will likely be restored to competency within the reasonable future. His next competency review is set for next month. The Boulder Strong Resource Center opened in the aftermath of the shooting to provide mental health resources to the community. A year later, the needs have changed, but counselors are still working hard to help people heal.
So people who maybe didn't need help a year ago are feeling it now. Some people might be feeling numb, they might be feeling angry, they might be feeling scared, they might be feeling sad. All of those feelings are normal and valid, and that's why our counselors are here as well, just to support people where they are.
The center is located on Baseline Road and is open 6 days a week, no appointment necessary. The Resource Center says it's still helping about 200 people a month.
And items and photos from that day are still on display at the Boulder Art Museum. The Still Strong Remembering March 2021 exhibit will be on display through April 10th.
And right now on the denverchannel.com, we're remembering all 10 victims of the shooting and highlighting what friends and family had to say about each of them. You can also watch the Day of Remembrance gathering over on the free Denver 7 Plus app. You can download it for your favorite streaming device.